It's summertime, and what better way to enjoy it than with some fresh cherry pie? So today I'm checking out the Jin.B Seoriyam 3D clay gels, and we're making a completely three-dimensional cherry pie nail that looks like it could be good enough to eat. Come along and see how easy it really is to do. So these clay gels have been an absolute dream to work with. They're so easy to mix and meld, and they're not like super sticky. So I did try out a set of cheaper ones from Amazon just to trial and play with and see what they were like. Oftentimes when I'm trying out a new technique, I go for a trial run first and see how it turns out. So I attempted this one with the Amazon clay gels, and while they were much harder to work with and didn't turn out quite as well as I'd like, the color actually ended up looking a lot more like a pastry. I think due to them having a somewhat translucent quality that the other clays just don't have. So they're really easy to mix. You just pick out your colors, plop them together, and fold it, fold it, fold it. It takes quite a while, but just like any clay that you play with. And you just keep adding your colors until you get it to look the way that you want. So I took this nail and I first did a tip prep and then a primer onto it so that I can make sure that the surface is really nice and sticky so it will hold that clay and we won't have anything breaking off. And then I just get to smearing it all over that nail to lay down a base without worrying too much or being picky, seeing as how I'm going to end up painting over it and filling it anyway. You just want it on the edges to really look nice and clean, since that is part that you're going to be seeing. And then going in with the edge crust, I just took some pieces of clay that I rolled into little worms to attach them there. And then I used my silicone tool just to shape it and meld it into the base that I started, and to start developing my crust pattern up at the top there. One thing I noticed with both sets of gels that I used is that as they get warmer, they start to kind of like melt. So the more that you're messing with them, the more you're kind of heating them up. And so for example, doing this little pattern for the crust, I had to cure it really fast because the ridges were coming out. If I moved on to do something else, like here, I wanted to flatten and create a really good crust base so that you could kind of see the line where the crust began. And my back pattern started kind of melting away. I had to run back in and do it again before I cured it so that it actually stuck. Now that it's been cured, it's turned to a really cool matte. So I'm going in with a jelly from Madame Glam called Breathing Fire. And that's what I'm using for my like syrup base, I guess, the syrup inside the pie. And so I'm just putting one coat down on the base, and then I'm going to go in with this long liner brush, and I'm just going to soften up my edges, make sure they're nice and clean, and I've got that really good separation between crust and filling. Then I'm going to use some rubber base to go in and start making the cherries. And so I use this with a dotting tool, and because it's a much thicker gel, it gives a little more dimension. I should have experimented a little bit more with using some thicker gels and keeping up with the thick gels, because I made this way harder on myself than I needed to. Here I'm going in with a jelly color, ruby red, and the Breathing Fire that I used previously. And so I was trying to get depth by having different color cherries, which is, you know, typical. You're going to have some that are much darker and much lighter. And so here I'm just constantly dotting on. But you notice here, I'm just using the gel. There's nothing thick here. It's just color. So I end up doing this over and over and over. And really, I should have from the get-go mixed it with a really thick 3D gel, or even the builder gel would have been great. But instead, I am putting in the color and doing flash cure. And then I'm going over it again here with the lighter color, the Breathing Fire, Again, just trying to layer and create that depth so that it looks like it's juicy and there's all different cherries inside of it. And I do this over and over. I don't know, I think I did like 5 layers. Again, if I'd have been doing it more 3-dimensional, I would not have had to repeat this process so many times and waste so many hours. So there's a good tip. Get right in there with something thick and 3D so that it builds much quicker. And as well, like I should have used more clear to create more depth as I got higher up with my cherries. It just kind of started getting darker and darker and darker, and I started losing some of it from beneath. And I finally get this figured out at the very end and end up going back in there with the rubber base gel and a little bit of color to put some really good dimension back into it. And then it's time for our top lattice crust. And this is the most exciting part I found. I've got some nice big juicy cherries hanging out there. And I just created a whole bunch of little worms using the same color combo that I had made up for the base crust. And again, I spend endless time laying these out, figuring out the pattern, not liking it, cutting them off, pulling them, rearranging them, finding a new way to do the pattern. So it was kind of like not until I started doing the cross hatch over that I was like, oh, this is too wide, this is too thin, this is whatever. Because I really wanted to get that effect of a cut slice of pie. And so I had to be really careful with what was happening on the edges where the lattice overlaps onto the side of the nail. So I just fuss with this a whole lot to get it in position where I want it. And then I go in with my silicone tool and I just flatten out that little round worm so that it looks like a strip of lattice over top. And this part was definitely the most fun because you can really see it all coming together. And it's so exciting to be like, look at this pie under here. Look at these juicy cherries that are plump underneath. And look at when I cut this here and line this up there, it's actually starting to look like a slice of pie. And to me, that's the thrill of it. So after endless fussing with the lattice, I'm going in with my mayo glossy top coat and really trying to get into those juicy, juicy berries and not worrying so much about the crust because that I want to be matte. I'm going to go back over that. But every little crevice and crack for that glossy so we can develop that really, really juicy look on those berries. And my thought process here was that I really wanted this to look like a sliced, cut piece of pie. And so I figured the easiest way to do that would be to file it down as though a knife had gone through it kind of idea. So I came in here with my coarse file and made sure to really take those edges down and adjust the shape a bit, hoping that it's going to give me a more realistic look of a slice of pie. And now that that's all done and cleaned up, I am going to pop back in here and add some juicy details. So I do a few more cherry bumps to give it that idea of them kind of falling out of the pie once you cut it. And then I also go down onto the bottom crust with some juice because, you know, you cut your slice of pie and all kinds of stuff starts falling out of it. So I figured I would make sure to mimic that here as well. I should have probably gone with a little bit more and not had such a straight line along my crust. But yeah, I was just kind of winging it and seeing how to make this as realistic looking as possible. And then I also go in on the top area here and put some more big juicy cherries in there just to, again, give it a way more effective 3D look. And that's just about it. Now we're going in with our matte. I'm using Devox Zero Matte here, and I am just going to matte all of the crust. So being very, very careful here not to go into my juicy zones and make sure I am only getting the matte coat on the crust part. And I'm going to go all through the base of it, the back of it, and my lattice and do my very best not to get any of it into the juicy red parts so that it does indeed look like I've created a pie. So let me know in the comments, what do you think of that? Would you put in the time and effort to do a 3-dimensional cherry nail? I mean, I could have cut my time in half if I'd had just been using a thicker rubber base or builder gel when I was building up the layers of my filling, but lesson learned. Thanks again for watching, guys. I'm so grateful that you chose to be here. And of course, as always, until next time, don't forget to love your nails. Bye.